I'm Dana Lucas, and I want to be part of the Field Keeping Project. I'm 43 years old. I am a former smoke jumper. I am a current nurse, and I live at this little house in Boise, Idaho, in a very nice neighborhood that I have. And this is my dog Amos, and he's my workout buddy, which means he's very well behaved because he's tired all the time. Come on inside. It's super hot out today, so I don't want to stand out in the sun any longer than I have to. My friend Brandon is helping us, and my friend Marin is the videographer, so thanks guys. And Brandon's going to ask me your whole list of questions because I can't remember them off the top of my head. That's not one of my strengths.
So, how athletic are you, and how do you get ready for that?
Oh my god, I'm extremely athletic. I'm a former smoke jumper. I'm into martial arts right now. I do ultra running. I mountain bike. I get tired of telling people what I do when they ask. I'm a telemark backcountry skier. I'm a mountaineer. I backpack. I elk hunt. This is an elk tooth from my very second ever elk hunt. You know, what don't I do? I do class 4 whitewater canoeing, among other things. So everything I do is pretty much to stay in shape for doing every other thing that I do. I go to the gym. You know, when I'm not working, I'm usually doing something athletic. Or I'm indulging in my various hobbies, which I'm surprisingly domestic for all that outdoor stuff. So I love to sew. I love to cook. I have some awesome leatherworking projects that go hand in hand with some of my Western martial arts. If you're interested in what type of Western martial arts, go to www.battleofthenations.com and you'll get an idea of what else I do for fun. This is how I relax. I make crazy things like this, and like this. And give me credit here, I just started learning how to do this about 3 months ago. Okay, prior to that, I have an industrial sewing machine, and I've made wall tents for myself. I made the table that the sewing machine sits on top of. So whatever really interests me, you know, I kind of like art projects, and food is a continuing art project because I like to eat really well. You know, I do a little bit of everything. So I would be the best date in the world. We could talk about whatever you want. And when I'm finally sitting on the couch, I like to read. So I'm interested in almost everything. So you have to bring me down to LA for an interview, right?
So why do you think you have what it takes to compete in an extreme physical mental competition like this?
Because I'm fucking awesome. I was the only woman smoke jumper in California for, I think, 2 years. And then we had another woman come down for the other, I think, for a year and a half. But I can survive almost anything. I have traveled around the world by myself. I go big game hunting by myself. I have competed in ultra races. Like I said, I was a firefighter for almost 10 years. I was a Hella Rappel squad leader out of Salmon, Idaho. I was a hot shot out of Mount Hood, Oregon. I jumped out of Northern California. I have a pretty impressive resume. I may not be the fastest or the biggest person around, but I have endurance, and I know what it takes to keep going. And I always have. I'm not a quitter. So I don't know what you guys are going to ask us to do, but if you need us to do it for 20 or 30 days, I'm a girl.
Dana, I hate to be this person, especially since I'm another woman, but can you tell me how big you are, how tall you are, how much you weigh?
I wish you had something to measure me against. I'm 5 foot. This is Brandon.
About 6.
I'm 5'2" and 130 pounds.
Thank you, Dana.
Ish.
Let's see. Given that you just said that, what do you think people's first impressions of you are?
Charming. Really, I'm a Southern girl. I grew up back east in Richmond, Virginia, and not in Boise, Idaho. And so all the weird social graces that you get from being a Southern debutante. I actually was a debutante. I learned how to fox hunt. I went to private school. I have excellent phone manners. I even write full sentences when I send emails and texts. Yeah, correct grammar. I'm big on it. Yeah, so I try very hard to be a people person. You know, I'm an excellent team player for that reason. Every job I've ever had, I have been well complimented for creating better teams. I get along with people pretty well. They don't hold grudges, at least not really big ones. There's a few. And I'm a pretty companionable, personable person, despite being an introvert, which doesn't usually come across in these videos. I spend a lot of time by myself thinking about how to be a better companion.
So, dirt time. Dirt time. How would your friends and family describe you? Tell us the good and the bad.
Wow. I'm a little passive-aggressive. There is that. You know, when they say don't hold a grudge, I hold a few grudges. Very intelligent. Very team-oriented. Very easy to get along with. Very opinionated. Very tough. Usually when I make up my mind to do something, I'm going to do it. And usually when somebody asks me my opinion, I tell them my opinion. I try not to be foul-mouthed. I try not to be mean. But I am very, very stubborn, which also makes me, really good at endurance sports. I refuse to give up, and I'm a little bit competitive. Ask my twin sister. I actually have 2 sets of twin sisters. I have an identical twin, and I have a set of older fraternal twin sisters. And I think that I can let go of the competition in a lot of other situations, but if it's my identical twin, no matter what it is, I have to beat her. I set a PR at a race once when she showed up unexpectedly, and I ran so hard I was determined to run until I puked if I had to, but if I saw her, I would have kept going faster. So there is a little bit of a competitive streak in me, but that's a good thing. It spurs me on to do better things. Right?
So what intimidates you?
My mom. Southern women intimidate me. I think I'm intimidated by the unknown. I love an adventure, but if you told me that we were going to do some project like this, where I'm going to be set loose for 20 or 30 days, with no idea of what is going to be expected of us, then yeah, I'll be scared. I'll be nervous, and I'll have a lot of questions, and it'll keep me off guard for a little bit. But I tried my hardest.
So what's the most daring thing you've done, like obstacle?
Oh, the most daring thing I've ever done.
Do?
Wow, that's back to the whole, you guys have to take me out on a date if you really want to have answers to all these questions. We're going to have to drink a lot of beer. There's a million stories that I have. One of the things I really love to do is tell stories, and I have accumulated a lot of them. I have done some incredible things that, where to start? I rookied in Northern California as a smoke jumper, as the only woman, 5'2", eyes of blue, with a bunch of really intimidating guys. And I made it through 4 years of that base without any peer groups. I mean, that was daring. I didn't know a soul in California. I'd never been south of Oregon. And I moved up my whole life and took this crazy job where I was just mentally and physically tested every day. But that's probably not the most daring thing I've ever done. I mean, I went out west for a summer when I was in high school so that I could go backpacking through the Wind River Mountains in Wyoming. I caught Giardia. I hiked 100 miles this Giardia. You guys want to think I'm tough? That's tough.
Would you say that's your biggest accomplishment?
That was not my biggest accomplishment, but that was a great survival feat, and I think I did well at it. I have winked at somebody that was holding a gun to my face when I was in Central America, and he didn't take my passport. I have traveled alone around the world. I got my nursing degree. I've taken care of people that were sick and dying. I have fed great food to my friends, and I've held people's hands when they were dying. So how do you say what your greatest accomplishment is? I got married. That was a big issue for me. I don't know. There's a lot of great things that I've done, I think. And like I said, I have a lot of stories, so let's take some more time to get to know each other if you guys are interested, okay? Give me another question, Rand.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate your physical capabilities?
Oh my goodness. I give myself a solid 8.5. I am not Lance Armstrong, but I am not your typical girl either. And endurance is my strong suit. I am extremely strong, pound for pound. I'm a little girl, but I got a lot packed in a little space. So. And in fact, I had a friend describe me as, what did he say? It was 5 gallons of crazy in a 2-gallon bucket. So if it's an endurance sport, I'll place. I may not win, but I'll place.
What do you think it takes to be a tough competitor?
It's all up here. You can talk yourself into or out of anything. If I can carry my own body weight, for days at a time in a backpack over rough terrain, that's mental. That's not physical. We've all got the capacity to do great physical things. We just have to decide to do it. And once I've decided to do something, by God, it'll get done. So, yeah.